Are you honest with yourself? That is the question. You know, too often we are taught to be honest with others, and it's a great virtue to be honest with others. We're meant to be honest with people in our lives. However, how often do we tell ourselves we're going to do something and not do it? Or we're going to get around to doing something someday, and someday comes and we don't do it. Because we know, if we look at the calendar, you got Monday to Sunday, but there is no someday. And before you know it, time has passed and you've never done what you said you were going to do someday. In reality is, oftentimes we praise ourselves for our honesty to others, but too often we spend our life lying to ourselves about the things we want to do, the things we need to do, the things we have to try. And we make up excuses why we didn't do it or why we changed our mind. Oftentimes this is seen, New Year's resolutions. Hey, I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to write out my New Year's resolutions. I'm going to accomplish this. And we get all gung-ho to do it. And what happens is we don't do it. And this happens repetitively year after year after year. And too often we say, hey, I know what I need to do to improve my marriage or to be a better parent or to date correctly, or what I need to do with my finances. I know what I need to do, and we say, I'm going to do it. And then too often we don't do it. Now, what happens is this becomes a habitual pattern in our life. It's a pattern that we often don't see because we've been doing it for decades, many of us decades, over and over again, where we just go, oh, I changed my mind, or I don't feel like it, so we just don't do it. The question is, why do we find such a high value on being honest with others and yet spend a lot of time lying to ourselves about what we should do and what we could do and say we'll get around to it someday, and we don't? It's not okay to lie to ourselves, because when we lie to ourselves and accept that new reality, we're also accepting compromise in other areas of our life. So when I started off on this trek today, I woke up this morning going, I don't want to do this. I do not want to start a 50-mile trek through San Diego. I want to stop. I had a child up at 2 a.m. and all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? I can get out of this. I can change my mind. I don't have to do it. But the reality is I did have to do it because I said I would do it. And in order to be honest to myself, I had to get up and do it. I don't like it. I'm at the I'm at the 3-mile marker and I'm exhausted. There's the top, Piles Peak. Over in my background is In-N-Out Burger, which I really am craving an In-N-Out Burger right now, but I'm not eating that kind of food for the next 2 weeks. So I'm going to be eating walnuts and stuff. Anyways, I'm doing it because I told myself I would. I told my family I would. And I told my kids I would. And I need to be true to what I said I would do to myself. Honesty. So if this is an area that you go, hey, this may be something going on in my life, look for patterns in your life. Are there areas that you compromise and you say, yeah, maybe I should, maybe I'll try, or you give up trying? Perhaps those are patterns in your life that affect everything from your finances to your relationships to your job, and say, you know what, it's time to be honest with myself. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Leave a comment below. Would love to hear about it. I'm at my halfway point for the day, and now it's time to journey back 3 hills over, way back over there, and over is where my car is. So I'm off. Have a good one. Talk to you later.